Chosen One, stop everything you're doing and pay close attention. Nothing that happens in your life is by chance, and your presence here now is proof of that. There are signs that indicate those who have been set apart for something greater. Some of these signs God has left imprinted on the very body of His chosen ones. Have you ever noticed the mark of the letter M or the crescent moon on their hands? If so, know that this is not a random detail, but a symbol of something much greater. Since ancient times, people who carry these signs have had a different destiny, a greater sensitivity, a deep spiritual connection, and a calling that cannot be ignored. Perhaps you've always felt that you don't completely belong to the world around you, that your life has a greater meaning. That restlessness inside you is a reminder. You are not ordinary. But here's what most people don't realize. The universe has its laws, and when a chosen one awakens to their true identity, everything around them begins to change. People, situations, and even the energy around you begin to align with your calling. The question is, are you ready to accept this path? Are you ready to see beyond what you've always been told? Because after what is revealed here, your perception of reality will never be the same. Hit the like button now. This will help this message reach more people who are still asleep. Subscribe to the channel. We're reaching 45,000 subscribers, and each new chosen one strengthens this mission. Comment the number 99 in the comments to send a signal to the universe that you are ready for this revelation. Now, take a deep breath and keep going, because what comes next could change everything. Many go their whole lives without noticing the signs that God has placed around them and within them. But the chosen ones, those who carry a greater purpose, feel a deep restlessness, a call that cannot be ignored. If you have the mark of the letter M or the crescent moon on your hands, know that this is no accident. Since ancient times, those with these signs have always demonstrated a heightened spiritual connection, an ability to perceive what most people don't see. Have you ever felt that certain people move away from you for no apparent reason? Have you noticed that your presence bothers those who live in lies or carry hidden intentions? This is because your energy is different. Your light reveals what others try to hide. Have you ever noticed how some people start to feel uncomfortable when they are around you? As if your mere presence brings out everything they try to hide even from themselves? The truth is that you were put in this world not just to live like others, but to see beyond, to perceive what lies behind appearances. The signs that God has placed in you are like reminders that your mission is greater. You are not here to fit in, but to awaken. But here's the challenge. The more you awaken, the more resistance you encounter. People who were once close to you start to drift away. The world around you seems to change. This is not a punishment, but a preparation, a sign that you are on the right path. Now, the question is, are you going to ignore the signs and try to live as if none of this is real? Or are you going to accept your calling and start living according to who you really are? The path of the chosen ones isn't easy, but it's the only one that leads to true transformation. There is something that few understand about the chosen ones. Their energy not only attracts what is good, but also expels what doesn't belong on their path. People who are negative, false, or full of hidden intentions seem to be driven away without you having to do anything. Have you ever noticed this? You enter an environment and suddenly some people start to feel uncomfortable. They avoid eye contact, change the subject, or simply walk away. This is because your vibration is too high for their energy to remain close to you. Your presence acts as a spiritual filter, separating those who are aligned with the truth from those who live in deception. And if you carry the mark of the letter M or the crescent moon in your hands, this effect is even more intense. These signs are ancient, and those who possess them have always demonstrated a unique spiritual power. It's no coincidence that you've noticed strange patterns throughout your life. Friendships that fall apart without explanation, people who try to get close but can't stay, cycles that end abruptly. But understand something. This isn't a curse, it's a protection. God is freeing you from influences that could slow you down or prevent you from fulfilling your true purpose. Often, you may even feel alone, but believe me, it's better to walk alone for a while than to be surrounded by those who suck your energy or try to lead you away from your path. Those who can't stand your presence aren't rejecting you, but the truth you carry. Your energy illuminates everything around you, and not everyone is prepared to face that light. The most important thing is that you stand firm. Don't try to diminish your essence in order to be accepted. Those who are destined to walk alongside you will be attracted naturally, and those who aren't ready will simply disappear. Remember, your energy expels what doesn't belong to you. Accept this protection and keep moving forward. If you've ever felt that certain people distance themselves from you for no apparent reason, that previously welcoming environments become heavy, or that connections simply disappear from your life, know that this is no accident. The chosen ones have always carried a different energy field, something that can't be explained in words, but which is felt by everyone around them. And if you have the mark of the crescent moon or the letter M on your hands, it only reinforces that your journey is unique. What many don't understand is that this separation is not a punishment, but a purification. God is molding you, refining you, preparing you for something greater. You can't mix with any kind of energy, because your spirit is too sensitive to carry loads that aren't yours. People who are not aligned with your mission cannot stay by your side. Your paths cross, but at some point they separate. That's because what doesn't belong to your purpose can't resist your light. How many times have you wondered about friendships that have fallen apart, about relationships that seem promising but out of the blue simply ended? At the time, it may seem painful, but with time, you realize that it was all part of a bigger plan. God is protecting you, removing from your life those who don't contribute to your evolution and placing by your side only those who should really be with you. Does this mean that your journey will be lonely forever? Number. It means that you need to learn to trust the process, to understand that not every estrangement is a loss, that some connections are temporary, and that, in the end, all the pieces of the puzzle fit together exactly as they should. So when someone leaves your life without explanation, when you feel like you're being led away from certain situations, don't try to resist. Just trust. What is true will always remain. There is an unspoken truth about the chosen ones. The more you awaken to your mission, the more resistance you encounter. Make no mistake, the difficulties that come your way are no coincidence. They are tests. They are barriers set up to measure your faith, your resilience, and your ability to keep going, even when everything seems to be against you. The reason is simple. Your presence in this world is not ordinary. You didn't just come to exist. You came to make an impact, to transform. And every transformation generates resistance. People who refuse to evolve will feel uncomfortable around you. Environments that vibrate at a low frequency will become unbearable for you. What once seemed to make sense now loses its meaning. And this is where many people get lost. They try to cling to the past, to force connections that no longer make sense, to stay in places that no longer welcome them. But this struggle is in vain. When God calls you to something greater, He disconnects you from what is not part of His purpose. Not because He wants to see you suffer, but because He knows that growth requires sacrifice. The resistance you feel now is a sign that you are on the right path. If the journey were easy, anyone could make it. But you're not. The secret lies in not giving up. Not letting yourself get carried away by tiredness or doubt. Understanding that every obstacle is a bridge to a higher level. Keep your faith unshaken. Keep moving forward. Because in the end, you'll see that all this was just preparation for something much greater. The chosen ones don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your mere existence is proof that you carry something special. But that bothers you. It bothers you because your energy is intense, your presence is strong, and your essence cannot be ignored. Have you ever noticed how some people try to minimize who you are? How they try to discredit your ideas, erase your brilliance, or divert your focus? They do this because they feel, even if unconsciously, that you are not like the others. But here's the truth. No one can diminish what God has put inside you. No word, no look of contempt, no attempt to limit you can erase your purpose. What happens is that many around you can't understand your intensity. You think differently, you feel differently, you see beyond. And that makes some people try to fit you into molds that were never made for you. Don't fall into this trap. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to expand, to grow, to open up paths that no one has traveled before. The only validation you need comes from within. It comes from the certainty that you are following the call that resonates in your soul. So stop waiting for others to recognize your value. Stop looking for approval in places where your light will never be understood. Those who need to see who you really are will see when the time is right, and those who refuse to see are simply not part of your destiny. The silence of a chosen one is more powerful than 1,000 words. While many spend energy trying to prove their worth, justifying themselves, fighting for recognition, the chosen ones walk in silence, observing, learning, and waiting for the right moment to act. This confuses those who cannot understand the power of stillness. They see their silence as weakness, as insecurity, when in fact the opposite is true. Your silence is strategy. Those who talk too much reveal their plans ahead of time. Those who expose themselves too much are vulnerable to attack. Those who seek external approval end up being controlled by it. The chosen ones don't need to shout to be heard. Their presence says it all. Their gaze conveys more than words. Your energy imposes itself effortlessly. That's why those who try to test you, provoke you, or destabilize you never really get through to you, because you don't respond at the same frequency. You know that certain battles don't deserve your attention. But when the time is right, when action is needed, you move with precision. You speak and silence crowds. You act and transform realities. Patience is your weapon. Observation is your advantage. Silence is your fortress. And when you understand this, you realize that you don't have to wear yourself out trying to be understood, because those who really matter already feel your presence, even when you don't say a word. The chosen ones carry an energy that transforms any environment, and this doesn't go unnoticed. Have you ever walked into a place and felt the stares on you, even without saying anything? Have you ever noticed how some people seem restless in your presence, while others approach you without even understanding why? This is because your vibration is unusual. Your presence cannot be ignored. There is something about you that moves people around you. Some will feel an inexplicable attraction, because your energy awakens in them a desire for change, for growth, for enlightenment. But others, those who are stuck in limiting patterns, will feel uncomfortable. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your presence exposes what they avoid seeing. Your energy reveals truths, illuminates shadows, shakes up internal structures. And what happens when someone is faced with their own darkness? There are two possible reactions. Either they open up to transformation, or they try to resist it by attacking, turning away, reacting with envy, contempt, or an attempt to belittle your journey. But none of this can affect you, because you have already understood that the light bothers those who are not yet ready to see it. Don't lower your energy to make others feel comfortable. Don't hide to avoid negative reactions. Your presence is not a mistake, it's a calling. If some doors close when you arrive, it's because they weren't meant for you. If some people walk away, it's because they weren't ready to walk alongside you. Just follow your path. Your light will never be ignored. The chosen ones not only see beyond, but also feel beyond. Have you ever noticed how your intuition seems to be sharper than other people's? How you sense when something is wrong, even without a logical explanation? How you sense changes before they happen? This is no coincidence. It's a gift. The chosen ones have a stronger spiritual connection. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's power. You pick up on energies, perceive hidden intentions, and sense when something isn't aligned. And here's the secret. This intuition is a divine gift. It's your compass for navigating the world without getting lost. But many people ignore this call. They doubt the signs, question their own feelings, and let logic take over when the spirit already knows the answer. How many times have you felt that you shouldn't trust someone and yet gone ahead only to discover that you were right all along? How many times have you ignored your intuition and then realized you should have listened? The voice inside you isn't there by chance. It was put there to guide you, to protect you, to direct you to the right path. The chosen ones who understand this live in harmony with their essence. They don't need concrete proof to know when something is right or wrong. They feel it. They know. And that's why nothing can fool you for long. The truth always reveals itself to those who have eyes to see and hearts to feel. So stop doubting what God has already confirmed within you. Your intuition is your greatest guide. Listen to it. The chosen ones not only see beyond and feel beyond, they also manifest beyond. Have you ever noticed how what you put your energy into comes true faster than for other people? How your thoughts, intentions, and emotions seem to shape the world around you? This is because you carry a powerful creative force. Your mind doesn't work the way other people's do. Your spirit is attuned to something greater. The problem is that many chosen ones haven't yet realized the power they have. They think small, are bound by limitations imposed by the world, and don't use this capacity to their advantage. But the truth is this: you are a creator. Your thoughts generate waves of energy. Your words carry a spiritual weight. Your intentions shape what happens around you. And when you understand this, you begin to use this gift consciously. You start to choose what you think better, because you know that your mind creates realities. You start to speak only what you want to see manifest, because you understand that your words have power. You begin to feel as if you have already achieved what you want, because you know that emotion speeds up the process of materialization. And the most impressive thing, when you align yourself with this truth, everything starts to flow. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Paths open up where before there were only barriers. The right people appear at the right time. It's not magic. It's the manifestation of what has always been inside you. But remember, this power needs to be used wisely. The universe responds to your energy, not your empty words. Just wishing is not enough. You have to feel, believe, and act as if it were already real. Because when you live as if your destiny has already been fulfilled, it inevitably does. Now that you have understood the depth of your calling and the power it carries, there is a choice before you. Continue living as if none of this is real, or accept once and for all the greatness of your purpose. The chosen ones were not put on this earth to live like everyone else. You feel that. You always knew that your journey wouldn't be ordinary. Every sign, every intuition, every experience that brought you here was a preparation for this moment. Nothing was by chance. Now you understand that your light is not a mistake, but a tool for transformation. That your intuition is not a coincidence, but a compass to guide you. That your presence is not ordinary, but a portal to change. But this awakening is not the end. It is only the beginning. Because now you have to act. What's the point of knowing that you have a calling, but continuing to live as if you didn't? What's the point of recognizing your power, but holding on to fear, doubt, and hesitation? This is your moment to take a step forward. Free yourself from the desire to be accepted by those who are not ready to see the truth. Leave behind the limitations that once made you believe you weren't capable. Now you know who you are. Now it's time to live that truth. And for this message to spread and reach more people, there's something you can do right now. Hit the like button. This helps us take this message to more people who need to hear it. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, and each new chosen one strengthens this mission. Comment on the number 99. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. And remember, if you are truly chosen, you will watch this video to the end. Deep down, you already know that this word was meant for you. If you are ready to receive this truth, your life will never be the same.